Rumble.
What it is, what it was, and what it shall be. It's the Four Black Guys Show.
What
Put
it
your fours up,
be
everybody.
like?
What it bees, man.
What's happening in?
Up and then things like that, boy. Dow.
Mama,
Yes, sir.
you know.
What is he on today?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I ain't nothing but the sweet goodness of Jesus. Can I get an amen? Oh, no.
But we left him hanging like strange fruit.
I'm y'all's the worst congregation, boy. I swear to God.
We left him hanging like strange fruit. Can I get a eight? No.
Amen. Amen.
Man, I do not like y'all. I love y'all,
here.
but I do not like y'all. I can't stand none of you. Not now, one of you.
Not now.
Welcome to the Four Black Guys Show. We got a wonderful show today. We got some guests up in this piece. We're gonna be
Yes, we do.
Dr. Adia Winfrey. She's running for
Yes.
Congress. What? So we got to support a sister. We got to get a word out. Man, do you know it is only what? 2 days?
2 days.
2 days.
Hey.
Till it's
2
time to
days.
say you're fired.
Or welcome back.
You got
James?
oil on, man. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
Nah.
James.
Hey man, I'm just saying.
James.
I mean, anything's possible. You know, he cheated the first time. He can probably cheat again. He's been trying his darndest to cheat this time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, trying his darndest. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Can I tell you something before we get started, man? Your vote counts. Your vote counts. Don't let nobody tell you that your vote don't count. They wouldn't try so hard, so diligently to try to kill your vote if it didn't count.
Uh-huh.
Can I get it? Can I get a hello?
Yes.
Can you get a what?
Hello?
Hello, somebody.
Hello.
Also, and I'll repeat this later on in the show. Also, if you are in line by 7 p.m., they have to allow you to vote.
That's
If you
good.
are in line by 7 o'clock p.m., they have to allow you to vote. If somebody comes to you and tell you that the polls are closed, blah, 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 no, sir, I'm in line. I have to vote. Just letting you know, just in case they try to pull a fast one on you. If you're in line by 7 p.m., they have to allow you to vote.
Right.
Right.
Oh.
You vote if it didn't count. Okay.
Well, all right.
Well, all right then. Word up then.
Well, okay then.
So, yeah, guys, if you're out there, you're watching us, please click like and share. Please click like and share and hit the notification bell so you can know when we go on the air. And that's every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. You know what it's like. For Black Guys, nothing but like barbershop talk, making it and keeping it real out here in these streets up in this piece. You know what I'm saying? So we got
I look tired, y'all.
what?
I look tired.
That's because you old.
I tell
I'm
you
talking
what,
about for real.
that's because I am tired. I had a busy weekend. You hadn't asked us about our weekends yet.
Yeah, I'll ask you. But okay, Mario, how was your weekend?
My weekend was a good weekend overall. Somebody's laughing. My weekend was a good weekend overall. Very busy. I would like to give while I have the mic, let me give out my condolences to a couple of classmates. I lost a classmate on the Alabama State side of things, Robert Arner, who's my crap brother from Alabama State. We crapped the band. If you don't know what crap the band is, that's the process of going through to become a full-fledged band member at Alabama State. We call Freshman's Crabs, but we crapped together in 1989. He passed away this week, and also lost a classmate from my high school. Wow. I told you I'm tired, but I lost one, Anthony Manley. I lost Anthony Manley. And so I wanted to give a shout out to both families. My prayers and condolences go out to you guys. But other than that, it has been a busy weekend. The 2 days were very short. And with that being said, I'll be just like this for the rest of the show. God bless y'all. That way, if I go to sleep on camera, you will not know.
We'll hear you snoring.
Besides the snoring.
I don't snore. I lost weight. I don't snore anymore.
Oh, please.
Thank you very much.
So anyway, also when Mario failed to mention that the band had a chance to play this weekend in his neighborhood. Old Flo was out there. We did
Yes,
our
they
thing.
did. Yes, they did.
So James came out and shot a couple shots. So Lovejoy, how was your weekend, sir?
Yeah, man, pretty good. I tried to watch you guys live, but James with that bootleg camera here, you couldn't see that.
I mean,
And I was like, man, is that Steve playing or is that somebody else? Then I said, that's got to be Mario standing because he.
I didn't have good reception, man.
Whatever. Okay.
Probably what he
and
been
that's that
drinking.
old expensive 4K camera he got right there too. And
That was 4K.
that was 4K.
With a draw.
Oh no, not with the live. I'm on 4K right now. Y'all see
Okay.
that? You know what I'm saying? But
Other than that, guys, it was a wonderful, quiet weekend. I did 137 miles an hour today. So
Hey man,
Can
we get you to sit your old tail down somewhere?
why gotta be old?
Quit trying
Why
to
gotta
be
be old?
25.
Why gotta be
Stop
old?
trying to be
I
25.
don't know why you got to be old. You just are.
right.
All right, James, right quick. How was your week? How was your weekend, boss?
Man, my weekend was great. Of course, I went to got to go see the guys play. And
I'm sorry. You see what Leonard just said about James? I got VHS.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
all right, listen, man,
He was out there with a camcorder.
quality phone. Okay?
You're right.
It's all right. It do what it can do. Okay, I'll leave my phone alone, man.
I think you froze, Lovejoy.
Josh Raven said he got a flip phone.
Ooh. No, he don't. He does. He got the Razor.
The old Razor, not the new one.
He's out there filming with a Motorola Razor.
That's them high def 16 pixels, man. I got 16 pixels going on.
Boy,
Okay, all right, y'all. We haven't.
Okay,
we got
okay.
guests. I'm sorry,
Okay.
we got guests.
We got guests, man. Come on.
All right.
Yes, if you thought you was coming on here and get some intelligence tonight, no, it's not going to happen. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. We got a couple more days till it's time to hit the polls, guys. It's time to get the Orange Menace out of the building. Biden is up by 10 points in the polls across the nation. Of course, that doesn't really mean a whole lot, as the Hillary was up also in the polls when we went 4 years ago. We're just hoping that this time, faster won't be pulled. We know we got the Supreme Court is stacked. We know we had that the post office was stacked against us. So we really got to make our plans, make good plans to go out at the polls. Make sure, like Mario said, if you're there before 7, they have to let you vote. All right. Also, on the COVID front, guys, well, I'm sorry, I meant to say the Trump virus. We have 9.25 million cases in the United States because of Trump's idiotic incompetence on how to deal with the virus.
The Trump virus.
The Trump virus. There are now 231,000 deaths because of his incompetence in calling down the pandemic office that was already set up by the previous administration.
It's all his fault. Yeah, he created the virus.
I didn't say he created. I said it was his incompetence that kept it going. All right, so now we want to let James
I'm
have
just
the.
saying.
But I want y'all to remember these things when you go to the polls, y'all. Y'all remember these things.
That's
Y'all remember
fine.
these things when you go to the polls. All right.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
The incompetence of this administration has caused a lot of hurt and death. And you need to remember these things. You also need to remember how the post office was jammed up. You need to also remember how what Congress failed to do, and the Senate was pushed through a stimulus package, but they got who they wanted on the Supreme Court. Remember these things. Remember
And
these things.
They have
Remember these
adjourned
things.
until after the election.
Remember these things that when they talk about the HBCUs, remember that the money was already there. They just had to come to the Hill to get it. All Trump did was sign it so they wouldn't have to come to the Hill. He did not create new money for HBCUs. Y'all remember that? And if you want to get in here and argue with me, we can do that too. But James Fred, go ahead, man. Introduce the wonderful people that we got sitting in our green room, Doc.
All right. So tonight, y'all, is real special. We have a woman, man, that I have the pleasure of working with, who honestly has made me rethink how I vote. Because me personally, I have to say I never paid enough attention to Congress. And I never paid enough attention to the congressional elections. And working with this woman, man, has actually changed my view of that. She is running in Alabama's 3rd district. And she can run down all them counties. It's a bunch of counties, y'all, out toward East Alabama, Southeast, East Alabama, out that way. Her name is Dr. Adia Winfrey. She hails from Talladega, Alabama. And we also have on here her campaign manager, the wonderful the guy,
man.
the homie.
We'll let him introduce himself, man.
That dude, Joshua J. the motivator, Joshua J. Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? We got him on tonight, y'all. Steve, bring him on in here, man. Bring him on in. There it
Just
is.
shake your head.
Woo!
Good evening.
Welcome,
What's
welcome, welcome.
poppin'?
Thank you.
Man, first, Josh
Yes, sir.
Raby, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm gonna add an extra zero onto your next check. That was a great.
Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. See, that's
Before you start, I want to apologize to the brothers of this show that you have to deal with, James. I only have to deal with them during the weekends, but my prayers are with y'all daily.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
now,
we
see,
need those.
like I
prayers.
said, man, I don't have my hat on today in respect of Dr. Adia.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
But if Doc wasn't on the show, I had a hat. Like it's really sitting. Y'all can't see it. It's sitting right back there. Y'all just can't see it, but it's there.
I thought I saw some trash on your wall.
Right.
I mean,
Dr. Adia, how are you tonight, man?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. Happy to be here with y'all and just counting down the hours. At this point, we down the hours now.
Definitely. Listen,
Yes,
do me a
yeah.
favor and run down the counties that's part of the 3rd district because I can't get them all.
Yeah. So the 3rd district includes 13 different counties. We got Russell, Talladega, Macon, Clay, Lee, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Cherokee, Cleburne. We got St. Clair, Montgomery, and it seems like I'm leaving one out.
Can't leave none out.
You may have to do the rap, Doc.
I gotta do the rap. I try to do it in a professional tone, but we got Russell, Talladega, Macon, Clay, Lee, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Calhoun, Cherokee, Montgomery, Randolph, Cleburne, St. Clair. Head to the polls. Meet me there. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
oh, she
That's
made me
all
holler
out.
up in this thing. I'm hollering.
Hey.
That's a lot of counties, man. That's a lot of counties.
That's a lot of counties.
And listen, just from traveling with them, I see, man, that those counties are really underrepresented out there. Like I mean, like really underrepresented. Just from what I've seen, man, people don't even know who's representing them out there. Like they don't even know. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of rural areas out there, man. A lot of farmland, and it's actually real pretty. It's really dope out there for real. It really is. And to see it the way that I've seen it now, just from traveling with the campaign, is crazy to me. That a lot of these people, just from us going, people don't even know who it is that's representing them in Alabama.
Right.
And that's insane. And that's what got me thinking more about paying attention to Congress and who's in Congress and who's representing our areas around here. Because honestly, I never really paid it too much attention. Like, I don't know who represents the district I live in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know that. But that's something that I got to find out for real. You know what I'm saying? If I really want something to happen. I mean, these presidential elections are important, but man, this local state stuff, I think that's where we got to get on point at. And I love how Dr. Winfrey has put her message out there, man, and how we've spread the word, and I can actually see people, the light bulb is going off. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, like wow. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing to actually see it happen for real.
Right. You know, most people don't
James,
realize.
let me do me one favor though. James, do me one favor. I need you to move closer to your camera so it can focus on you instead of the backdrop.
Oh, it's not fun. Hold on. Let me fix that for y'all. Y'all go ahead and talk. Let me fix that. I gotta shut that down.
Most people don't realize there's a lot of heavy weights that's on the congressional offices. A lot of people just look at 45, the little orange man, and think he holds all the power. And actually, Congress holds the most power. You definitely have your Senate as well, but Congress really holds the biggest major power. We found that while we're campaigning, that it's the voice of the 3rd Congressional District that has been muted by their leadership that they have right now. And we want to unmute them. We want to be able to hear them speak. You don't need a representative that's going to tell an entire city or county, meet me at McDonald's for a congressional hearing. You don't want to hear a congressional person that tells you, I really don't care about you. I just want to get another position in the congressional delegation. It's time out for like politics. We experience it enough. If you're in Birmingham, if you're in Tuskegee, Tuscaloosa, other places in this state, we deal with people being political every day, and they forget about the people that need to be heard from.
Right.
So, Dr. Adia, what is your platform for the 3rd District? What are your ideas? What should people expect from a congressperson? What are you gonna do for them?
All right. So first things first, I am an everyday person like most people in the district, like most people in the country. I'm a working mother. I have a regular day job that I'm on. I also am a business owner. So I understand the everyday problems and situations that people are going through right now, especially in this time of COVID. When I qualified for Congress, this was at the end of 2019. So there was no COVID at that time, but my platform has proven to be relevant even in this time. So it is the AEIOU platform. The A within my platform stands for agriculture. Agriculture is our number one industry. And as we have seen because of COVID-19, we all got a little farmer in us. You know what I'm saying? You can't help but to see all these community farms and gardens popping up on Facebook. But what if our government did more to expand what that looks like in our district? So that is a focus. The E within my platform stands for education. Education needs to be reformed. And when I'm talking education, we're talking K through 12. We need more college readiness, but we need more career tech. So when kids graduate, they have something that they can actually go to, a career path that is there for them where they can actually make a livable wage. But then let's not forget the adults, the middle-aged folk who need workforce development skills. We have potential industries just waiting to bubble, but we don't have the skills to fill them. The I within my platform stands for innovation. Got to innovate what we're doing with healthcare, we have to innovate how we communicate. COVID has shown us that broadband internet is not a luxury, it is a necessity, whether we're looking at how we learn in the classroom or how we work or how we communicate. Like we on StreamYard right now. Broadband is a necessity, and there are places all throughout the district where we don't have internet, we don't have Wi-Fi. The O Within My Platform stands for opportunity. There are things that we can do on a local level. You know, our local officials play a role. But at the end of the day, we need these federal dollars in the third district, throughout Alabama, period, but in the third district for real. Concentrated money to get to these under appreciated areas. And the U Within My Platform stands for unity. We are stronger together than we will ever be apart. James and Josh can both, you know, attest to the fact that the third district, I mean, we are definitely rural. We have our own little nuanced things, but we have some of the most genuine people you ever want to find. And that cuts across race. Like they will tell you, I tell folks in the third district, you cannot judge a book by its cover. Because you will see a person, you see like an older white person, and you just swear like, man, like ain't no way they vote for Doc. Like they don't even want us in their county. And they'll be my number one supporters. You know what I mean? Like they'll know my whole background. They donate to my campaign, all that good stuff. So it's just a reminder that we have more in common than we do apart. And even on the areas where we don't agree on everything, we share this third district. You know what I'm saying? When I thrive, you thrive, and vice versa. So let's work together and find common ground. So that is my platform, AEIOU.
Awesome.
That's good.
So what? Guys, you chip in at any time. But what was your reasoning for stepping up? Because there's a lot of people that complain. There's a lot of people that fuss and fight and do all sorts of things, but they don't really do anything about it. So what made you say, okay, that's enough. I've had enough. I'm stepping into the fray. What was that catalyst for you to step into the fire?
You know, I've been a community organizer and an activist since I was a teenager. So I've really been just throughout my life kind of prepped and primed for this moment. When I was working on my doctor of psychology degree, I decided at that point that I was going to make hip hop the focus of my work. And so just in taking that step, which now looking back was really a revolutionary step, it positioned me to be a voice for the disenfranchised and the unheard in a different type of way. And it was kind of like the next logical step. I went from being an organizer to doing community work and events to moving back to Talladega in 2014 and trying to still push and do the community events I was doing in Atlanta and other parts of the country. I had to get political. I mean, because to get certain things done, you have to go through your city council, you have to have relationships with your mayor. And so that really started pushing me into more electoral politics, I guess you would call it. And people just started getting familiar and comfortable with me in leadership roles. And it was really the people coming to me saying, you should run for Congress, because this wasn't on my radar. Like I didn't, you know, I mean, I knew Congress was a thing. I knew it existed, but it wasn't like a goal of mine specifically. But when people were coming to me, telling me like, man, you should run and we believe in you and we'll support you, I had to look within myself and you know, it was a leap of faith for real. But once I got clear and I understood that I'm the vessel and this is like a higher, you know, almost like a higher calling above me, I just stepped out and did it. And everything that we needed, all the tools that we needed, they all fell in place. So it was like confirmation that this was the right move for me.
That's good.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this question. How did
my DJ, sorry, DJ in the building, DJ. Oh, I see him on the comment. Go, DJ.
How did
That's my DJ.
That's right.
How did you and Josh get together? Because I've known Josh for a while, and I know he's been in politics for a minute and everything. Like, how did y'all link up?
Me and Josh, our paths crossed because when I started getting engaged in more electoral politics in Alabama, it led to me being the regional field organizer, a regional field director for Walt Maddox governor's race. I was out of his Birmingham office. And so through that work, that had me in Birmingham every day for a period of time in 2018. And so that's how Josh and I, but we really like reconnected last summer. We were both freedom riders. We went from where we met. We went from Montgomery all the way to DC, and we were stopping all of the state capitals along the way, protesting about the Voting Rights Act. And we actually marched on the Supreme Court. And so this was last summer, and the whole time me and Josh was on this ride. Now, y'all, it was like what, 70 people on this Freedom Ride tour with us on a big old charter bus, maybe more than that. And Josh was sitting right behind me on this bus. Our lives was literally on the line, y'all. Like the bus was getting threatened. This was at the same time when it was that terrorist, the shooting in Dayton, Ohio. It was like while we was on the road, it was like all this stuff going on. And so Josh was sitting behind me this, all these days we was on this trip. And the whole time he kept being like, man, Doc, you about to run for something. And I'm gonna work for your campaign. I'm like, man, I'm not running for nothing. Like, quit saying this. He started telling everybody, like, man, Doc running for something. They like, what's she running for? He's like, I don't know, but it's about to happen. And so, I mean, when the people in the 3rd district was asking me, should I run or would I run? I instantly thought back to Josh. I was like, man, this dude all summer been telling me I'm running for something. Here these folk all talk about, will you run? And so that's kind of how, that's why I said this is spiritual. Like, how you can't make that kind of stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Like for him to sit behind me, it was 100 seats on the bus. He could have been sitting anywhere, and for him to say that over and over again and for it to actually manifest and then for us to work together, it's been awesome. And then he brought you to the team, James Fred, and that was just like, you know what I'm saying? The work you've done with the videography, dog, like we can't even front. Like I said, that man, Jason did his thing, dog. I ain't even look.
You got to bribe James to work. But James is, I will publicly say this, James is one of the most professional, hardworking videographers you will ever meet. And I'm grateful for him to be able to call him not only my friend, but my brother. And even though he gets on my nerve, I would say another word, but my pastor watching. But he is he's one of the deepest brothers ever. But yeah, just being able to work with Doc. I was the assistant campaign manager at the time for Will Boyd as he was running for lieutenant governor of the state of Alabama. So we just been like, the first time I saw Doc, I literally heard it in my spirit from God. You got to tell her this is her time now. I'm preparing her for this. And so I just kept getting on her nerve, bribing the kids on the bus. She brought her 2 sons with her, and I just kept bribing them. Like, tell your mom this is the time. This is her timing. And from there, I think we lost touch for a little bit, and then bam, we end up having to be a part of a few more programs and stuff together. And so, it's just like every time stuff is like just connecting from the campaign van on down. It's like God just opened up doors for us.
Every time.
We got a question from one of the people that are watching. And guys, feel free if you have any questions for Dr. Adia or Josh Raby. They are great sources about politics, especially Mr. Raby. He's been doing this for a while. But Gitter, I'm a jack your name up. I'm just getting used to it. I'm gonna jack your name up.
Jeter.
All right. So Dr. Diaz, the question is, what are the voters, constituents in your district asking for at the local level? What are they looking for?
People are looking for jobs. People are looking for health care. Those are two main things that people want. A lot of our jobs are leaving. If you drive through the 3rd district, there are a lot of shut down companies, businesses, warehouses, factories. And we have kids, who have gone on to get these degrees and in trades and certificates that want to stay in the district, but there's no jobs for them to stay. Right. And so that's really a key thing. And then again, healthcare. We've had several hospitals shut down, and people are sick. I mean, heck, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but even before then, people's health was not good. And so that was 2 major concerns that people have. Then, of course, education is a huge topic, and the more recently issues of social justice have also come up, especially among younger voters. That's definitely, on their minds and on their hearts.
So I got another question. And if you guys have any questions out there, please. And if you know anyone in the 3rd district of Alabama, and she will. Okay, I was trying to read. Sheila was telling us how Shalisa was telling us how to Jeter, not related to Jerry. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
What up? So, once again, can you run down all those places in your 3rd district one more time for us? So if you know anybody in that district, tell them to hop on right now, because we have a beautiful doctor that is running for their district. And of course, I don't even think they even know who their person is in Congress, because when I heard the guy's name, I'm like, who? So can you run down once again all those counties that are in your district? And then if you know somebody, tell them to hop on so they can ask some questions. This is their time to speak with a doctor about this is what I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, a Black woman running for an office in these United States. So go through those counties one more time if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely. So we got Russell. Okay, yeah, because that's how we got to do it. Russell, Talladega, Macon, Clay, Lee, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Calhoun, Cherokee, Montgomery, Randolph, Cleveland, St. Clair, head to the polls, meet me there. The power of the ballot. Let your voice ring out. I vote a sticker, selfie, cloud. November 3rd, spread the word. Hey! Winfrey. November 3rd, spread the word. Dr. D up for Congress.
Now, I want to know. I need somebody to tell me who else represents them that got bars. You know,
right. None.
like who can say that they congressional representative got bars?
Right. Bars.
Okay.
Man.
Look, and the video. That video, James, everybody is like, yo, like that was, listen, at this point in time, like I said, my background and my work, I tied in hip hop from the beginning. And even with the campaign, I tied in hip hop from the gate. That was already out the gate. But let's look at how everything is unfolded this campaign season. Who would have thought Lil Wayne, Ice Cube, 50 Cent, and Kanye would be at the center of political discourse about presidential policy?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought? But you got a real hip hop congressional candidate on the ballot that you could actually vote for that is really doing this. So, it is who got bars right here, but who is also well versed and ready to make it happen. This one right here.
Word
so,
up.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Amber's comment. Amber said, "Oh, she rapping rap."
Come on, Amber Love. Brown skin.
She rapping.
She rapping.
Right. Bars. That's all right. That's all right. So now I can say, when I look at the ballot, I can say, I know this person.
Real talk.
I can put a face with. That's all right. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
it's and I think, man, that it's good to have somebody that can connect with the people and still know what they're talking about, though, when it comes to politics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's really important, because right now we don't have representation where they're actually connecting with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to get out, I'm telling you, man, if y'all was on the road with us, just to see her get out there and actually connect with people, and the people actually connecting with her, asking her questions face to face, some of them giving her the 3rd degree, you know what I'm saying, and trying to get, but she's there, she knows her stuff.
And so that's what I was going to ask, man. I'm like, Dr. Dia, you are stepping, like you said, most of your counties are pretty rural, and you're going to be representing a certain kind of people, and these certain kind of people are going to be up on the hill. How? First of all, can I ask you this? How are you handling these certain type of mindsets in your rural districts? And I'm not, Tony be the one that say it better than I would, but how are you dealing with a certain kind of mindset of people that are in the rural district, black and white? You know what I mean? But
make a point.
And then when you go to the Hill, how are you going to handle that kind of mindset in the most what's the kind of professional-esque way? You know what I mean? So how are you dealing with that rural ideology?
Mindset, right?
Well, we're pulling up on the hill, baby. The Tahoe sitting on 26s outside.
I heard saying we're gonna have the speakers banging. They gonna feel me before they see me. Like, oh, they're gonna die.
I'm talking about we pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Like straight
every time.
You know, they're gonna have to get used to it for real.
But I wasn't talking to you, James. I'm talking to
oh, okay.
James got lit. James ready.
My bad.
Look, I told y'all they gonna hear me before they see me. But no, but for real, it's I think a lot of it, when we think about rural Alabama, we have our own stigmas and stereotypes. And I would say, look, y'all gonna have to roll, y'all gotta roll out. We gotta get the podcast in the 3rd district sometime so y'all can just pull up and see what I'm talking about. You know, people who on the outside, you would look at them and you would be like, let me lock my doors. Where are the KKK hoods at? Because I know they coming out. But these will be my number one supporters. These will be the ones that is like, Dr. Winfrey. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we pull up and they are showing mad love. Even some of the folks that are racist in their hearts or misinformed about Black people or ill-informed or however we want to word it, I've gotten a lot of well wishes and respect. A lot of it. People know me as Dr. Deal with the kids because when I show up 9 times out of 10, I have at least one of my children with me. And no matter the person's race, they can't do nothing but respect it. Like, I guess on Facebook that the guy's been telling me it's been some comments popping up and things like that. But just in general, even with Republicans, even, you know, Trump supporters, they know that I'm Dr. Deal with the kids. And at the end of the day, I'm genuine. Now, they might not be voting for me. They might be voting for my opponent because all they do is vote Republican. But that's the country we live in. You know what I'm saying? But if I win, I'm the representative for everybody because people always vote against their own best interest. But my interest is in the people. We have been conditioned and socialized to fight each other because that keeps the people at the top in power. They win when we go against each other. But that so-called redneck guy in Clay County who is, you know, doing everything he can to make ends meet for his family has more in common with my cousins in Knoxville here in Talladega than they do with the current representative. You know, and so my thing is to help us understand that there are more ways for us to win by working together than us being separate. Now, we're not going to agree on every single thing, but, you know, we do have some common ground. And so that's kind of where I'm able to come at people in. We had did this event, and it happened to be on Josh's birthday, and I understand Stephen's birthday as well. And it was at a spot in Talladega. We turned up. You know what I'm saying? It was an open mic night. And it was some very rural people in there, some mountain folk. You know what I'm saying? Mountain folk from Talladega. And I was in my element in that home. I felt comfortable. I hope the guys, I hope y'all felt comfortable, James and and Josh in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was mountain people. But we all in there playing music. Josh got up there and did his spoken word from the campaign. And by the end of the night, man, all them folk that was saying Winfrey for Congress, all of them. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we have to expand how we look at people. Not to say racism in the thing, not to say there aren't people probably, you know what I'm saying, that don't want me to win because I'm Black. You know, I know that exists. I'm not blind to the fact. But I think things are not as gloom and doom as the media wants us to believe.
Right.
Or Donald Trump wants us to believe, or whoever wants us to believe. Sorry, James, I mean to step on your toes with your, I know Trump your guy, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? He benefit from making everybody feel like it's his whole gloom and doom and by pitting us against each other. You know, that's his card to win. It's about making, you know, white folks or a certain segment of white people feel like they have to attack us to be able to survive. But the reality is, we could all win together, but those in power don't want to know that. And so that's been my message.
But I think one of the dopest things I saw, and I don't, when we stopped for gas in Anniston and rolled up on them people out there holding your signs that day.
Yes.
Yo, that was just like dope. Like, and listen, these were white folks out there holding her sign.
That's what I was about to ask. Okay.
Yeah, these were
nothing but white people. It wasn't no black people out there.
Right. White folks out there holding her signs. We just happened to pull up on them because we stopped to get gas. Like that was just crazy dope to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow. Yeah, and it was like old people. Like, if you had just seen them, you would have thought, like, ain't no way in Anniston, like, people, like, really, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you come to the 3rd district, first things first, you cannot judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Even look, the other week, I was meeting one of my supporters. She needed some yard signs, and we have the magnets on the car. And so we was in the Walmart parking lot. And so this old white man pulls up in this old pickup truck. And so I was already in my car ready to leave. And I hear her say, "Are you serious?" So I rolled the window down, like, "What's going on?" She said, "This man talking about he needs some of your signs." And he said, "Yeah, I live by the high school." And he's like, "We need some Winfrey signs over there." And the man said Winfrey. She said, "Oh, you want Jones signs?" He said, "We got them. We want Winfrey signs."
Wow.
He said, "My birthday is November the 4th, and that's all I want. I'll be 82 years old, and I want you to win for my birthday."
Wow.
What?
82-year-old white man from Talladega randomly just sees my magnet on our car and is like, we need those signs. He got them 2 signs in his pickup truck, and I gave him a bag of our little chips, all that in a bag of chips, and that made his day. He said that's what he wanted for his birthday. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You'd be surprised how many people pop up on us, and just the other night we were in Anniston campaigning, and State Representative Barbara Boyd knocked on Doc's window and said, "You know I support you, right? You know I'm with you." So just having people that support us, Doc talked about the comments that we get on Facebook. James sees it as well. Sit down, little girl, or I'll never vote for. We've even gotten threats, but you know what? One of the things that we believe in is she's not going to go be the black folks representative. She's not going to go be the rich folk representative, the poor folk. She's going to go be everybody's representative. Unfortunately, though, I'll say we got idiots that are not open-minded to learning things and wanting to be there. So we think, it's literally a blessing when we get mayors of cities putting out yard signs for us. We got Councilman Mac Bell, I see him on here, that is putting out stuff for us. We've gotten fire chiefs and police chiefs who are putting out stuff for us because they believe in a change. And I iterate this again because James thought I was joking when I said this. When you get a representative to tell an entire county, meet me at McDonald's for a congressional meeting. You want these people to meet you at a McDonald's for a congressional meeting? Like,
wow.
The cat even listen. He recently did an interview and they asked, "What's your number one priority for the 3rd congressional district?" My number one priority is become the armed service chair. Nothing about the 3rd congressional district. Nothing about bringing businesses. Nothing about the fact that you got schools in your district that have high numbers of coronavirus. Nothing about the fact that you got people who are literally, there are landlords not listening and they're kicking people out of their homes. None of this stuff. So you need a representative that's going to be, as Doc calls herself, a real one. She really is a real one because she's talking to these people. This is not something new that she's been doing. She's always been doing it. And we just got to have a real representation of it. Forget the numbers. Let's look at the people. Because at the end of the day, it's those people that make those numbers happen. Right. So it is important for us to get out and vote. And James captured, James has been able to capture some interesting photos and some videos that people don't see on the campaign trail. You don't see the middle-aged white lady coming up and saying, "Dr. D, oh my God, I'm going to support you." To the man that comes up with the rebel flag on his t-shirt and say, "Hey, can I put a sign in your yard He give us his address, and we drive by, and the sign is actually in his yard. Like, people don't understand that they're tired of career politicians, and they want people that's going to come in and actually do the work and make room for the next leadership to come in.
Wow.
That's good.
So,
Man, I'm telling you, man, this it's been an experience for me. Like, it really has. I've never been a overly political person. Like, for real. Y'all know how I talk on the show. I'm all about doing for yourself. I don't care who in office. But looking at the congressional part of it, man, it really, I think that's where our focus has to be.
Yes.
I think that's we definitely have to have people that's going to represent us in Washington for our needs. And just point blank, man, just seeing out there in the 3rd district, ain't no representation out there. Like, this cat, man, is like, this dude is MIA. Like for real. Like, just straight up. Like you said, Steve, like when I first heard his name, I'm like, who is that? Like, what does he do? And then I started doing a Google search, and it was like everything I'm seeing, I don't see nothing about Alabama on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's representing this district, but everything I'm reading about him is Space Force and military stuff, And I'm like, what about the district that you represent?
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Why ain't I seeing nothing on that? And then he has the nerve to do a interview talking about he be at Walmart and all that. Man, please.
Yeah. They was like, where could you? He was like, everybody knows they could find me at Walmart. I just told y'all, our district is 13 counties. You go to your local Walmart like all of us do. You the congressman, dog. Like, you need to get out in the counties and meet with the people. Everybody is not going to come to your neighborhood Walmart and meet up with you. That was literally his answer in an interview. They know to find me at Walmart, at the stable, at the pick and save.
Hey, Stephen, have you ever had a 13-year-old send you an intellectual email about a debate?
No.
Listen, we've had this 13-year-old from a school email account send us an email begging us, "Dear Dr. Winfrey, I am a supporter of Mike Rogers, and I just want to know why you won't debate him." Mike Rogers doesn't debate anybody. He's had so many Democratic candidates against him, he refuses to debate them. He shuns away from it. And so we just refuse to even entertain him. Mike doesn't exist to us. And the reason I'm saying his name so people can know the idiot that's in office.
Wow.
And so because it is amazing to me, you only are getting elected because you talk about armed forces. But what about the families that are affected in the armed forces? What about the folks that are not working at the depot or anywhere else? What about the farmer whose crop has gotten destroyed because of Zeta or any other hurricanes or whatever? What about them? What about the black farmers who have been begging for their representatives to come and have a conversation with them? You've been in office for 18 years, and they can honestly tell you the first time they ever seen you was the first time you ran, and you've not been back there. 18 years. 18 years, and it's ridiculous to the fact that we've had people that have called our campaign line and was like, so wait, she's a black lady and she's running against Mike Rogers? What's her donation link? Like, people want this man gone. And the fact that we haven't been exposing, but we've been showing and highlighting the 3rd congressional district, what it looks like, what it's about. The people, they are, I live in the 7th congressional district. We all live in the 7th congressional district. And we don't experience what you would experience when you go to the 3rd congressional district. When I say, Doc's gonna get mad at me because I call her, all her districts to me remind me of Mayberry. And that's not a slight to me. No, that's not a slight. That is understanding that they are all so close-knit together. It's a family, right? You go to these towns and they can literally tell you where little Johnny live. They
No,
can literally tell you what these people are.
where's the city where the dude that run the barbershop like locked the whole city down?
Oh, baby, I was just there yesterday. Mel Long in Phoenix City.
I'm talking
Tell
about.
it.
Look, the dude that run the barbershop got the whole city on lock. He had the news, the radio stations, and everything at the barbershop because she was coming.
Right. Do you remember? Oh man, I can't remember the barber's name, but I know you know who I'm talking about when I say this. So this guy literally has the ear of the city. Mel Long is my hero. I call him the godfather of politics in that area. He's in the Phoenix City area. But Doc wanted to do a cookout voter registration, and we was like, cool, let's put it together. I was like, man, it's only gonna be 4 people come to this. You know, folks don't come to political stuff. When we pulled up, me and James was like, what are we into? Packed out. When I tell you the radio stations, TV stations, all the elected officials, black elected officials, white elected officials were all out there. It was packed.
They there.
And
All
for a fish fry. It was an
all
all you
for Dr.
can eat
Winfrey,
fish fry.
right? The fish fry,
Yeah.
but all for Dr. Winfrey. And even as anywhere we go, people are begging us to stay because it's so rare for them to find somebody willing to listen to their issues and their problems. And so, Councilman McBell, I got to go back to my buddy Councilman Bill, because even in his area, those people are asking for real leadership. And when they see Dr. Winfrey, they call her Congresswoman. I mean, she's already Congresswoman. To me, she's Congresswoman because come Tuesday, we will win. Win, lose, draw, Valley. People in Valley, people.
Valley.
Man, I tripped out, man.
T.I. got a song called We Did It Big. T.I. got a song called We Did It Big.
Yeah.
And we're doing it big. Every single thing we got, I go back to the campaign van. Doc and James thought I was getting us a church van. We got a mega van. Every single thing that's been given us has been dropped by favor. We owe no one debts. We owe no one favoritisms. We owe nothing but to God because everything we've gotten has been through him. Unfortunately, we still got to deal with a crazy behind cameraman and a crazy DJ and a crazy driver. But the 3 of them brothers, they don't play about Dr. Winfrey. Just like I don't play about it. And so I'm grateful for him. But that cameraman is special. Like,
yeah, we know. We know.
as long as y'all know he church.
Yeah, we know.
I mean, look, hold on. Look, you see he got a ninja sword sitting behind him, right?
Right.
Casually though, just casually sitting there.
It's just there, you know. It's hey, here it is.
Hold off.
Let me tell you something. So James,
Zombies roll up. Y'all gonna wish y'all had a sword.
James' first trip with us, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all about James.
Hold on.
James' first trip. James gave me a contract, y'all, of what he needs. Like he's an artist, a writer agreement. Fiji water, room temperatures, and all this stuff. Second trip, I bought this sucker a cup with some coffee and said, here you go. He thought he was going to get all the hangouts and stuff. And I finally convinced Doc to go to him and be like, look, this is what you get. That's all you get.
Listen, man,
He's a little diva, but I love him.
You should have asked for M&Ms without peanuts, but you only want the green one. So you know.
Oh, he wouldn't have got it. You were finna be my boy, but now
you need certain stuff to spark the creative juices. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the creativeness going. So that's why the room
Fiji water help you with that?
Right.
Huh?
Fiji water help you with that?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well, bring your box of Fiji water with you tomorrow, okay?
It helps. It helps with the creativeness. That's why my room has to be at a certain temperature, because the temperature in the room helps to get my brain flowing.
Hey, Steve.
Oh, right. Because he talking crazy.
I'm just saying, man. You know, it's you know. I like to stay creative, man. You got to have something, you know.
All right, guys, we got about 5 minutes left. Dr. Lovejoy, you have not said anything on this.
Okay. No, I'm just listening. And
Okay.
I'm just listening about. I'm concerned about other districts in the state of Alabama and the concerns of the constituents.
Yeah.
I did have a question though, as far as what our what 46-1 is doing as far as tasks are concerned. Can you speak to how are you going to be relative to? And I understand that your demographics seems like the rural area. Can you speak to how are you going to talk to those who still have historical farmlands, and what are you going to do to make sure that they're not lost in the shuffles of things?
Absolutely. So my whole focus across the board is on the people, and also education, helping people to understand what these policies mean and how they affect us. So when it comes to farmers, first and foremost, I want to hear about what is working, because in some respects, there are some things working for our farmers, but there are a lot of things as far as the decisions that are made that are hurting them. And we have a system in place where when farmers lose, we're able to pass certain acts and pieces of policy where we just pretty much supplement the income, so it's not a complete loss to them, but coming up with other strategies to make the books balance at the end of the day. Also bringing in new farmers into the fold. Also, what would it look like to expand how farmers monetize what it is that they're doing? I know that we have a certain system in place that has been our norm in this country for like 100 years. But if nothing else, COVID has shown us that we have to think outside the box with how we exchange, how we do systems of exchange, how we access food, how we get the things that we need. So I'm definitely open to creating listening sessions for, like you said, the historical farmers that are on these family farms, carrying on this work, but also bringing in new people to the fold, new farmers to the fold, and seeing what makes sense. How can we tie these farmers or these people working in agriculture with people from the business side, with people from the tech side? How can we use these different systems to work together? So I'm really open to listening and hearing, but also educating in the process. And that also goes with one thing I did want to mention as we kind of talking. I know we wrapping up and stuff, but as Josh and James both said, that my opponent has been in office for 18 years, and he has not been there because he has done such a great job. He has been there largely because the 3rd Congressional District, county for county, has the absolute lowest turnout in the state. If you line up all the counties from the one with the number 1 turnout to the one with the 67th turnout, the bottom 20 is going to be the 13 counties in the 3rd district. Russell County, the one that Mel Long is from, where Phoenix City is, has the absolute lowest turnout in the entire state. And that is a strong Democratic county. Yeah. So, and that is how the 3rd district is. There's only 13 counties, but we're the bottom third. I don't think any county has a 50% turnout. So on paper, Republicans are plus 16 in the district, but our turnout is super low. And so what I've been trying to tell people, and especially in Russell County, is that if we would just get out to vote, if we would just increase our percent by 10 to 15%, just get a little over 50% turnout, it will look so much different on election day. He's not winning by who's voting for him. He's winning by who is staying at home. And that's what we need to change.
Dr. Dia and even Josh Raisby, I got a question here. So, and this, we've talked about it on this show about Black turnout. I think I saw in Georgia that the numbers between 2016 and 2018 was about 20,000 less Black people came out to vote for period, no matter if it was Democratic or Republican. Over 20,000 Black people stayed at home. How do we encourage young, old, black people to get involved, get some skin in the game, because their lives do, as many of us said on here, that I'm gonna get off my editorial box here in a minute, but many of us said that it is these lower down ballot races are more important than who sits in the seat at the White House. And how do we educate? How do we get this information to them in a digestible way so they can go out and vote? Either one of you can answer that.
Well, I guess I'll go first. Well, first off, it starts with you not listening to a rap artist that just saying they want a free, they want to hook up on their taxes. Secondly, it's done by the four of you going not just in the barbershops having conversations, but going in the community and having those real conversations. Because when you tell a young African American brother why, if you started to vote now, if you start learning what the positions are, that helps you on what your child support looks like. That helps you on what your food stamps looks like. That helps you on what your judges look like in your district, what your police chief looks like, your mayor. It's all about having real conversation. The problem is, for so long, we've been beating the drum of saying, go vote, go vote, go vote, but we're not teaching them. What are you voting for? What does voting look like? This election, last election, there was about possibly, I'll say 70% of young people ready to immobilize to vote. This election, it is literally at 98% of young people mobilizing and ready to go vote. But what about Lil Ricky them that are sitting on the porch saying my vote doesn't matter? Or, man, I can't do this. I done went to jail. By the way, if you've been to jail before, you still have an opportunity to vote. It depends on what you went to jail for, what you went to prison for. So it also goes in you having real conversation. I like to call them the black brother conversations. Let me explain to you. I'm not no better than you. You're not no better than me. But let me tell you what you can do. And this is how it goes. There's a congressional candidate that's running in another state. She got famous off of a rap song that was breaking down how politics work.
Yeah.
When we start having real conversations like that with people in our community, people start giving a care. From what your daycare looks like, you got to make it personal, because in this point now, in order to get young people, even though that 98% is there, it should be 100%. And in order to do that, you have to have real conversations and breaking down the numbers. You got to break down the understanding of what these positions are, because we just know titles. Nobody really knows what they do. Right. There's a city now where there's a mayor who really doesn't do anything, just shows to his events. You got to know those things, right? You got to know what your mayors do and what your counties do, what your cities do. Then you go to learning what Congress does, what Senate does. And then you learn what that fat man up there do. But other than that, you got to start educating them.
And we can't wait till election season. What we mess up is we wait till now and expect the candidates to do it. We need, election day is November 3rd. November 4th, we needed to put boots on the ground and start getting grassroots efforts out. Absolutely. And getting straight to the people. Don't make it about a specific candidate or even relying on the candidates, because that's kind of how the system works now. It's like on the candidate to tell people who they are, but that's not really what we need to do as people trying to realize our power. We have to put systems and organizations in place, which exist now. You know, we do have Black Voters Matter, which has been doing a lot of good work, and Woke Vote, and even the NAACP has started to mobilize more with getting the word out. But we can't just make it about an election cycle. We have to do the work in between. So I say it starts November the 4th with really starting to get people registered and helping them to understand and see how all these things fit together.
Awesome. All right, Dr. D, I'm gonna give you the last word. I want you to reach out. I'm gonna single you out, and you just give your give out your last statement of tonight, and I hope somebody's watching. So I want you to go ahead and go for it. Go.
Awesome. Well, look, y'all, November 3rd is right around the corner, and we got work to do. I am Dr. Adia Winfrey, and I am the Democratic nominee for Congress, Alabama's 3rd District. If you know anybody in Russell, Talladega, Macon, Clay, Lee, Tallapoosa, Chambers, Calhoun, Cherokee, Montgomery, Randolph, Cleburne, St. Clair, tell them to meet me at the polls and make their voices ring out. I am ready to be your representative. I'm the mother of 4. I am a professional community wellness expert, and I'm a business owner. I understand what it is like to be an everyday person in this world right now, in this age of COVID. And just know by electing me, you have a real representative ready to make real decisions for real people. Because guess what? I am a real one on the ballot. You can learn more about me at winfreyforcongress.com. If you feel it in your heart and the spirit, please make a donation. We have been doing an awesome job with our donations. We do need a last little bit of help to get this last big push tomorrow, going back through the district and on Tuesday. But again, y'all, just get the word out. If you don't live in the district, I know you got a family member or a friend that does. Any Tuskegee alumni out there, Talladega College, Alabama State, Jacksonville State, Auburn, if y'all still got people in your college town, let them know they can vote for me. I'm on the ballot in those areas. So again, I'm Dr. Adia Winfrey, and I would absolutely love to be your representative in Congress. So November 3rd, spread the word. Check the box for Winfrey. We out.
All right, y'all give it up for Dr. Winfrey in the house. Thank you so much for coming with us.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right, guys, man, it's been a wonderful show. Man, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. I don't know what to say. It's time to go vote, guys. November 3rd. It is now the opportunity to tell the orange man to go back to Willy Wonka. You can go back and be a Oompa Loompa and do all what you need to do in the chocolate factory. Give him the deuces, guys. Remember to go out November 3rd. Do what you got to do. If you got to bring lawn chairs, make sure you got your lawn chair. Make sure you got your mask on. Make sure you got your PPE going on. Make sure you are covered and ready to go. It might be a long line, but baby, it's going to be worth it. You got to vote like your life depends on it, because it just might. Any last words from any of the other 3 black guys?
Yes, we're going to teach James how to use a cup and not drink out of the Simply orange bottle.
The ghetto.
Why
That's
dirty a dish when I can just drink out of this? That don't make sense.
Right there. Right.
Because civilized people use cups,
Right there.
knives,
Civilized
forks.
people. I mean, we're on air. At least put it in a cup. I'm
That
just
don't make
saying.
sense. That's a cup that you gotta wash. and
Everybody put your cups up.
Now, I understand what. Now you see what we get on here, Josh. See what we deal with on here, Josh.
we got cups up,
Listen.
man.
Listen, y'all just don't know. I already know what I'm gonna be dealing with from tomorrow to Tuesday. Y'all lucky that y'all don't have to be around him. I actually have to be around him for this. But
I ain't gonna let
real
you
quick,
do you bad, James. It's all good.
Dr. Lord, listen, I heard something that you said, and I want to really quickly say this. I encourage you guys to reach out to the other Congress people, whether they're Republican, Democrat, whether they're running right now. But it's important that people understand that there are needs all over the state of Alabama. But in order for us to really have a voice, we have to elect people that don't mind speaking their minds about it. And James, to answer your question, because I had to do some snooping, you are in the 7th Congressional District. So the Honorable Congresswoman Terry Sewell is your representative. So now you know. So that can't be your excuse anymore. Learn what your congressperson
You
do.
shouldn't even told me that. I'm finna get on her ever loving nerves now.
Hey, don't call her. Don't do it.
As he drinks out of the
Bottle again.
Right out of the bottle.
All right, guys.
Go
Raby, we got to get you back on the show, and even you, Dr. Dia. For those people who may be looking to run for their local elections, and give them some ideas and maybe strip the fear of that off of them so they can move with freedom and do what they're called to do. All right,
Absolutely.
guys, put your 4s up. We appreciate y'all. Y'all be blessed. We see you at the polls. We up out of this piece. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed.
I'll take it easy.
Right.